I'm about to head out and go film a podcast in Manhattan Beach. My name is JT. I live in Los Angeles. My house that I am in right here is in Marina Del Rey. I run a recruiting service where we find creators consistent work with brands. I also teach strategy to companies, helping them with all of their content and marketing strategy. And then I'm a creator, diving into YouTube, as you can see. And I would love to show you my day of what I'm getting up to today. I'm going to go film this podcast, have a couple of meetings. Very minimal editing. If you're new here, very minimal editing, very minimal audio, like music and stuff like that. I just want you guys to be able to actually see me and see in a raw, unedited format what my day is like and what I'm like. Hopefully that's helpful for you guys, and hopefully you guys enjoy me in my most natural state. All right, let's jump into it. Might make a coffee before I leave. Got like a 30-minute drive. Nothing is close in Los Angeles. Nothing is close in Los Angeles. If you're going somewhere, got to plan for like a 30-minute trek at minimum. And actually the last thing that I got to do is I got to feed my boy. Got to feed my young 2-year-old pup. The podcast I'm about to go on is called 505. It's a couple of creators that are more traditional videographers but are very legitimate at what they do. And I went on it like probably a year and a half ago, maybe even a little longer. Yeah, a year and a half ago, 2 years ago. And it was awesome. I really enjoyed going on it. So I'm excited to go back on it again for a second time, see what we end up talking about. They got a nice setup in Manhattan Beach. Beautiful studio setup. Rocking some colorful stuff today. Got this shirt at a vintage store. River, come here. Come here. Come eat your food, buddy. Come here. Can I make a coffee quick? You know what? Don't think I have time because we're in LA and we gotta go. Love you, buddy. So I drive a Tesla. I got this 2 years ago and I absolutely love it. I usually don't love driving a vehicle. Like all the other cars that I've had in my life, I never really loved driving that much. But the Tesla is the first car that I've actually really enjoyed driving. A couple reasons for that. One of them is I'm a big music person. And when we were test driving a bunch of different cars, we test drove my favorite car of all time. I'm a big SUV guy. My favorite car of all time was the Porsche Cayenne and the Porsche Macan. I believe it's the other SUV is the Macan. The two Porsche SUVs I really liked. We test drove both of those. We also test drove a Ford Bronco, a Land Rover, a Range Rover, a Defender, all these different SUVs, Audi, BMW. And the first thing that really stuck out for me when I got in the Tesla was the actual stereo, like the sound system. All of my cars when I was in high school, I would put subwoofers in the back. If any of you guys ever did that. That was a big thing that I did that I absolutely loved. And the Tesla, just the music, just being able to hear the music in it, the sound system was awesome. So that was the first thing that stuck out for me. Second thing was the ability to just get in and have everything programmed to your profile. When you go on your phone on Tesla, you can you create like a profile, and when you go in any sort of Tesla, you can kind of log into your profile. So it'll set like the seat the way you want it, the air the way you want it, your music comes on if you have Spotify, whatever it is. Your music comes on, like the car kind of programs itself to you. My fiance has a Tesla as well. If my car's ever dead or for some reason I can't drive my car and I jump in her car, just by having my phone on me, it will auto populate into her car with all of my settings that I've programmed to my profile. So I just think little things like that are awesome. The auto driving on it, like now it has full self-driving, which I don't actually use that often, but it could literally go from my house. I could click and type in an address, turn on the full self-driving, and it will actually drive from my front door to wherever I enter that address. Stop signs, turns, changing lanes, going around other cars. It's pretty crazy. So for long drives, my family lives in Palm Springs and Arizona, so those are both drivable places. I'll drive and I'll have the auto driving on, and even if I'm needing to look at the road, I still don't have to like actively drive the car. So it's pretty nice. It's pretty nice. I've loved it. It's made me love driving. I'm a big fan of it. And even though the car that I have, which is the Model Y, is basically like now the new, Honda Civic of 2024, and it's about 3 times cheaper than when I bought it, I'm very happy with it. I really enjoy it, and I highly recommend it to anybody that is considering getting a Tesla. I actually was wrong. Where I'm heading right now is not Manhattan Beach. I thought these guys lived in Manhattan Beach, but it's actually Santa Monica where I'm going, so it's less of a trek, only 15 to 20 minutes away. The reason why I love going on podcasts, there's something about the feeling of being asked a question and freestyling an answer to it that just feels really enjoyable to me. I always grew up listening to rap music. That was the music that's still the music that I listen to probably the most primarily. And something about like freestyling and like saying something that is going to have impact that comes from here isn't practiced and is just like off the top of your head is really fun for me. I really enjoy it. So in podcasts, when I go on podcasts, I typically don't do any sort of, like, I don't even want to know the questions that they're going to ask. I don't want to know the angle that it's going to be. The only question that I sometimes ask is, who's the people that are listening to this, and like, how can we help them the most? But like, in terms of like knowing specific questions, it's fun. There's a little bit of like a rush in it. There's a little bit of like a challenge in it of just like not knowing which way or things they're going to ask, and then being like, all right, let's like come up with some real stuff on the spot. So I really enjoy podcasts. I'm excited to do this one because these guys are very specific about creators and very specific about how creators can make money and turn it into a business. They both have done that themselves. Braden is a creator that shoots a lot of the content for the Lakers, and Costas shoots a ton of the content for different major DJs like the Chainsmokers and other people of that caliber. So I'm very excited to go back on this one. They do a great job. The last podcast we did had a ton of fire, informational, helpful substance and material for people that people really loved, and I got a lot of texts from people saying they listened to it. I still do. It's 2 years later. I actually got a text like a week ago from somebody saying, I listened to you on 505 Pod. I'm excited to do it, and I love podcasts. And if you ever have an interest in getting on a podcast, I think you should really push yourself to do it, because aside from just like the kind of freestyling thing, it's a good way for you to get your ideas out into the world, and kind of like push yourself to articulate and express. And I know from being an old podcast host myself and having my own podcast 5 years ago, you're always looking for people to come on your show. You're always looking for people to reach out that are interesting or have things that they want to share. And so if you have something that you want to share, look up some podcasts in your industry. Get active in the DMs, send some messages, and get out there. People are looking. These neighborhoods are nice. I like these neighborhoods. These like tree-lined, massive tree-lined neighborhoods in Santa Monica. Probably a little too dark in the house for me, but like, these are some nice trees. Look at those guys. Look at those guys over there. Some nice trees. Nice little neighborhood in Ocean Park. Ocean Park, Santa Monica. That's where I'm at right now. Nice area.
Yeah, it's a good mic.
Nice, right?
So you're locked in. You're locked in right there.
Yeah, like, bro, look, this is This is the fucking.
Oh, wow.
And then this is
That
on
is-
me.
Oh, that's super cool.
This little loud.
Uh-huh. Oh, that's awesome.
Easy.
And then you get great audio.
And then you get good audio.
Yeah,
And
that's perfect.
I'll show you when we're in the
That's-
squat.
Welcome back.
Yeah.
Oh, we're vlogging?
Oh, he's vlogging, dude.
Dude.
He's got the phone mount now.
Yes.
I'll get you some good light. Striking.
Yo, I gotta show you this. Check this out. So I got this thing.
Oh, I have that thing too.
So like you can flip, set this down like this, and now I have like a mount. And then dude, this cord is the only thing that's plugged in, and then this is on me.
It's great.
Oh, sick.
Yeah, so he's got great audio now.
So you can get audio from like far away. Dude, this is good. So tell me what you guys did different. So where was this before?
Same
Same spot. We just didn't have these wood panels. And we bought some plants, and we have a new neon sign that's coming. It's here. We were waiting for the panels because we're trying to kill two birds with one stone.
And we got-
You're shooting on this?
No, we'll shoot on the A7.
This is your
Lakers camera.
yeah.
Yeah, it's my baby.
We only do 3 angles when there's 4 guests.
Yeah,
Or
so
not 4 guests, sorry.
4 people.
4 people. 'Cause
Got it.
Chase is out of town. He's in Norway.
yeah, so we're going off. We've been doing some pretty cool stuff. Nike Swim is one of our little clients we've been doing some cool shit for. We just got back from New York. We were doing 1800 tequila. So
Cool.
all kinds of
Commercial stuff?
Mhm.
What kind of shit?
I'll show you.
Who's the dude you're doing it with?
He works for 72 and Sunny. He's a producer,
Cool.
and so he's like my left brain, and I'm just the maker of all this stuff. So he's
Cool.
like keeping us on track for all this shit.
That's awesome, bro.
It's fun.
That's really cool.
It's been a good time. This is one of the spots that we made. There it goes.
I feel like I saw you filming this. You posted your story?
Yeah.
So are they coming to you with some sort of a budget on
They're
this? And they're
saying-
like, what can you do with this?
They're saying, hey, we have like 15K, like how can we make this work? And I'm like, okay, let's figure this out. And then my buddy, who's Mr. Numbers guy, he just, so none of those models are SAG.
Sorry. Is this
You're good?
Yeah, none of those models are SAG because they just don't have enough money to do it. And so it's actually crazy because Perry Ellis owns Nike Swim, which is weird. So like for all of the shoes and whatnot, we're literally going to Nike, buying the fucking shoes and then returning them. Isn't that crazy? It's insane.
Wow.
Yeah, because they don't actually like they only can give us shorts. They're like, that's all we have. We only have shorts. So like if I want I had like tank tops that I wanted, so I went and like just got tank tops, and you can return all the stuff to Nike in 30 days. Which it's been fun though. It was a good time. And then we went to New York on last few weeks ago.
And are you trying to do with the
Wait,
agency
real
stuff?
quick, can you scoot in?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Just hold
Are you
this.
trying to do
So we're gonna make
longer commercial shit? Or are you trying to do short spots like that for like a social reel? Or what's the goal?
Yeah, I think the goal actually is going to be teaching them how to do it to get them into our funnel. So we're gonna try to take brands that are, like that have no idea what they're doing, and like them that we're working with, and say, hey, this is where we see that you guys, almost like a boot camp of sorts. Get them in the door, get them working and just understanding social, and then say, oh hey, we've now taught you how to do this. We make really good videos. We can make good videos. Let us help you make videos too.
Awesome.
So that's going to be
Very cool.
kind of our strategy for it all.
All right, we're ready to do this.
Ready to do this? I'm excited. Let's go. Speed me some audio.
Let's put these on.
Check, check, check. Check, check, check.
Speeding?
I sound good. What am I at? Can you see my little level? Boom, boom, boom.
Go again.
Check, check, check. Turn me up a little bit. Just a smidge. Check,
Check, check.
JT sounds
I can hear me.
really good. Check, check, check. I sound good. Okay. The one-headed crack, JT. Your last score was a 6.2 out of 10, and you also dented the shit out of it. I didn't even dock you below a 5. I went and watched the replay the other day. So the rules for it, I need you to be off the table before you engage. And then it's one hand, and I did a baby little dent.
What was that? What do you?
wasn't good.
Okay.
I'm gonna give myself a 4.9 because I did
Okay.
dent it. Okay. I want you though to do it better.
One
than me.
hand.
One hand off the table. Now engage it.
Nice.
Oh, I think
Put
you
it back.
dented the shit out of it.
I don't even want to
Again.
show you this.
You dented it
I don't even want to
again.
show you this, bro.
We
Oh,
got
no.
Mars on the table, dude.
No.
Got a light 3.9 from JT. The moment was way too big.
Okay.
Dude, I can.
Is there
do
something,
it.
is there a chance
This
that
is
these
slippery.
cans are easier to dent?
These honest, like if you feel
Like this looks like I would not have
A
dented.
little sturdier.
Dude, I can't do that.
Did you
Awful.
dent it? Look at his back
I
of
know.
his
That's the
too.
wor-
He
that's the
dented
worst-
this one
That's
as
the
well.
worst one I've ever seen.
I don't know if
show.
I've ever actually gone over. I don't know. I don't know if I've ever.
I'm
Gone
gonna
over like
undent. I'm gonna pop this
Yeah,
back
pop
out.
it back out. Pop it back out for us.
On the logo too.
Cheers, boys.
Cheers.
Super good to
Cheers,
see you.
cheers,
Super good
cheers,
to have
cheers,
you on
cheers.
again.
I like how you made eye contact. You got to make eye contact when you cheers.
You have to.
Kiss on the cheek after.
Almost.
Dude, so last time we were here, we had an agency that you were building. You were in the beginning phases of building an agency, and I believe that you were telling us that we had these creators that you were finding, and most of it was for UGC. So that means, for those that don't know, these are user-generated content. We had creators that JT was finding, and these brands would kind of 1099 them, have them for like 5, 10 videos, and that would kind of be it for them. And now we're seeing these brands get on board with hiring them full-time, using them in-house at their companies. I kind of want to talk about how it's changed, how your business has changed in this last year, and what you kind of see these brands catching on to.
Hell yeah. Okay, so just for clarity, when we were hiring people before, it wasn't necessarily UGC. Like what I think of when I think of UGC is like somebody that's getting paid $50 a video to just do something that is like, it could be an unboxing or very, very, very light lift. We were hiring people the goal of it was for them to run the brand's account. Like actually like make content every single day. The difference between then and now was the actual content that could perform could be something like UGC style. Like you could do an unboxing video on TikTok 3 years ago and it get 50,000 views. Whereas now it's just a lot harder to get traction. As you guys know, there's more people doing it. So the creators that we're finding now, we still are, that still is a tier of people that we are recruiting, is like the entry level, like they can do unboxings, they can put the vibe of a personality out there. But brands are more heavily looking for really talented creators to come in and actually make content for them. So that is something we're doing, and yeah, happy to talk about it. Very excited. I think it's a really cool time for creators because I think it's a hard time, just macro economy, for people to make money, just literally in general. But like, let alone creator economy has really taken a dive in the past couple of years. When I was on the show the last time, it was probably at like around the peak of macro creator economy investments and all of that. So it's harder right now to start a business as a creator, but this is such a great option for people that do have talent, have built a little bit of an audience, but aren't able to go all in with just brand deals and completely rely solely on brand deals. The option that we are seeing more and more is these brands don't know how to make content. So like hiring somebody that is good at building an audience and really paying them like what they deserve is now becoming a thing.
And I mean, we were talking about this the other night. If you go on a brand's page, 98, maybe even 99% of them, you don't feel anything from it. It's like really good product photography and maybe a couple of cool videos, but you're like, what else is here? You know, so do you think that when they add these creators into their arsenal, that it almost humanizes the brand and kind of adds a new layer of depth that we previously haven't seen?
It could do whatever the brand is looking for. So yes, some brands are like, look, we literally just don't have any sort of personality other than this static photography, and we just need somebody to come in and just give off a vibe of who we are. So just go and find us somebody that literally is in our demographic. They don't even need to be talented at creating. We just need some human being in the content that can give off the vibe that we want to represent. That's one area. We also, what I think even more so is brands are like, we actually need somebody that's talented that can build the audience for us and also be giving off that vibe. So I do think that, yeah, a lot of people are just posting photos. Some people like that though. Like, you got to meet the consumer where they're at. What I try to offer is the other side of the coin. Like, I'm not doing any stuff. I don't offer static photography. I don't offer really anything that's super highly produced or super highly edited and like cinematic. What we're looking for is, I do think there's another side of the coin that rounds out the brand. And so I think a creator that comes in and can do that is a way that really helps the brand succeed on social.
When you're pairing these brands with creators, how does the business side of it work for you? Are you always consulting for those brands as well and finding them a creator? Is there a time where a brand comes to you, they're just looking for a creator, and then do you take like a finder's fee?
Yeah.
How does that work?
Most of the times we're not consulting with the brands. Most of the times it's a brand that has either seen my content. We've never done any outbound at all. So we've never like reached out.
It's crazy.
All of the clients we've worked with have come through my own content or through word of mouth. Brand comes to us, says, hey, we noticed that we need a creator. We've seen some of your videos. Let's get on a call. Once we get on a call with them, the first thing for us is like getting really clear on who is the creator. Who do you want? Give us examples of other styles of creators that you like. Give us the demographic. Give us everything that we can know about this person, like in the most specific way. From there, we go and we actually post it to. I have a texting community. I have a community. It's hosted on Notion, but like I have it over text as well. So we'll try to reach out to that community. Then we will post it to my socials, so anybody that's not in the community that sees it can apply. And then we also will do manual outreach to people. If I'm like, oh, no, we didn't get the right people that we wanted to apply, we'll like go and like manually search. We go through interview processes. We get sample content from them. Like we're really like vetting them and like it's a full like recruiting process. So like we're on interviews with the brand, with the creator, asking questions like literally like you would a job interview. And then after everything is done, our company never takes any money from creator. So we don't manage the creators. We're not an agency where we're like taking a cut out of them. It's not a brand deal. We like want them to go and like succeed and like rip this brand for as long as possible. The brand pays us a 30% finder's fee off of what their budget is for the creator if you were to annualize it. So like whatever they want to, they get to choose what they want to pay the creator to, and that's what we post very transparently in the job posting. If you want to hire a creator for the Stan one that we're doing right now, they're paying $10,000 a month. We're posting that in the job application because I believe that's, you can't be deceitful about it and be like, we want a creator, and then them get on an interview with you and it be like, we're offering $50 a video. It's like, I'm trying to find people that are legit. I want it to be a bullseye for the brand, and I want the creator to feel like they're energized for it, and that the brand gets real great work from the creator. The only way to do that is to pay fairly. So brand tells us what they want to pay. We post that. We get people to apply to it that are stoked on that price point. And then whatever the brand has chosen for that budget, we annualize that, like multiply it by 12, and we take a one-time fee of 30% of that.
And then they're off to the races.
And then they're off to the races, and like they get to work. And like we give a list of 20 creators. We pick our top selects. Like these are the ones that we think fit the criteria that you're looking for. The brand can do whatever they want with that list. Out of the list that we give them, they pay us for one person. If they end up hiring 20 of them, cool. I'm even more stoked. If they end up hiring 5 of them full-time as W-2 employees, awesome. But they just pay us for one person.
It's amazing. And I feel like it's so beneficial to them to have someone in-house to tell the story. And I mean, do you feel like when does a creator know that it's a good idea to potentially do something like this? Like they're making content for themselves, maybe they're not meeting their monthly goals, or they want a little bit of extra cash. Like how would you say, if you go and consult with someone and you're talking with them on an interview, how do you know if it's a good fit for them to go in-house at a brand?
I think that you get there by two ways. Typically, it's a creator that has had success, like in terms of building a community, but just isn't getting consistent brand deals. Like brand deals are very inconsistent. Even like I've had the best relationships with some companies, had long-term deals, and at the end of it, we're in like a fantastic spot, but they're just like, look, dude, things have shifted for our company. We can't keep going. It's nothing about you. It's nothing about the content. It's just our marketing has changed. So I think it's a very like, you just can't rely on, I wouldn't rely on that. Some people do. I wouldn't rely on just doing brand deals. So a lot of the creators that come to us are like, yo, I've monetized, I've done brand deals, I actually am making decent money, but it's just not stable enough for me, and I would love to find something that's more stable that doesn't pull me away from creating and like put me in like a full-time job. Mm-hmm. That's number one. Second one is people that are crushing it, are really stoked, are doing really well, probably are doing well financially, and are just like, look, I got more room to take on more work, and I love this brand, and I know I'll crush it for them. I'm already a consumer of them. I'm already like wearing it. I know their story, and it's just like very seamless for them. And they're like, I would absolutely crush this. I actually think that those are even better finds, but it's a mix of those two typically.
If a brand doesn't have the budget to bring somebody in-house, what advice can you give for them to take their content from where it is right now to maybe taking it to maybe not, the whole next level, because that I feel like would require to bring a creator in-house. What is something a brand can do to maybe shift their content a little bit and take it up a notch just a little bit? If they don't have a crazy budget, maybe they have like $1,000 to $2,000 a month in marketing spend that they're willing to put towards content.
A lot of the times what you're paying for with budget is just to save yourself time and energy. That's like a majority of what you're paying for: time, energy, and expertise. So if you don't have the money, go and invest your time and energy. Like literally, like what most creator, it's free. You can go and learn all of this. You can go and create all of this. You have an iPhone, you can do it. It's just most brands don't want to go put in the time and energy. I'll tell you this, if you have no budget, but you have a full day and you're like, I need to make this work, but I don't have money, go and listen to all the videos that I make. Go and search other social media people that are giving you tips, and go and start making videos on an alias account that nobody knows about, and get better at the craft and do it yourself, because you can do it. Like most of the founders that we were starting with the early days, like they were like, I'm going to dedicate my time and energy to this. Look at So Sake. Mm-hmm. They had like a bunch of stuff happen with the business and going into retail that ended up with them not continuing on. But like in terms of their content, this is a founder that literally had never filmed anything before in his life, didn't want to do it, had no interest. I made the first video for him, and then he was like, you know what? I'm just going to try and dedicate my time and energy to it. It ended up getting them into Walmart because they had popped off so much on TikTok that they were like, Walmart was like, we're interested in this product.
Those spacesuits, man.
The spacesuits,
They're
and
funny
they became legitimate creators.
Yeah.
Like Mike, who is the founder, he dedicated his time and energy. He was like, I am going to sit in my room and learn how to edit and learn how to create and learn what the audience wants, and I'm going to figure this out. And he did. So I would say if you don't have a budget, you're either spending money to avoid spending time, or you need to put your time into it and actually like learn the craft.
What do you feel like for creators that maybe have seen a big dip and they're not getting that same engagement as they were? What can they do to maybe not just go right back to regular speed, but how can they get back to a place that they once were? Or is it just a consistency factor that you feel like most people aren't creating as often as they were?
I think I have two answers to this. The first answer to kind of like revamp your account, answer number one is always try new things. Try new things at a very high volume. Most people, when they try new things, they try one or two of them and then stop.
And they do it for like a week.
Exactly. I think it's try new things at a high enough volume to like really give yourself a real test. That's option number one. And a lot of people, dude, this is gonna happen to everybody. Everybody that has an idea, a series, something that's working, that's like really doing well, at some point it will take a dip. It's just inevitable. Think about every single show that you've ever watched. There's no show that you've watched forever for the history of your life and always been entertained. Maybe there's some that you're like, you go through periods and waves and like, I want to shift out of it, watch this a little bit more, watch this a little bit more. I love Modern Family. It's like my favorite show ever. I would watch that shit all the time. Even me with that, I'm like, there's sometimes where I'm just not feeling it as much. Still a great show, love it so much, but I would rather watch something else. Same way with creators. You might have the best show in the world. You might be Casey Neistat, whoever it is. Your shit is going to go through a challenge at some point. Most people are not willing to go back to the drawing board and test new things, whether that's ego, insecurity, worry, brand deals, monetization, whatever it is. Most people are not willing to go back to the drawing board. I really believe that you should always be testing and having a certain percentage of your content that is just like, we got to fuck around and try new shit. Because if we keep doing that, when this takes a dip, cool, we're willing to jump in and try something else.
You do a really good job at that, and I think I made a video a minute ago and I was like, people are just afraid to be beginners again. Like you get a little taste of success, your stuff is popping really well, and I think you've done an awesome job of that on TikTok, on Instagram, and on YouTube now. I've noticed that over these last 3 weeks, you've posted almost 18 videos, I think, which is sick, dude. And I noticed that I feel like the barrier to entry from the videos that you posted over a year ago, you've lowered that barrier to entry, and you're like, I'm just gonna post these and get these out and kind of see and test and learn. What do you feel like you're trying to put a lot of your attention to right now on your personal brand side of things?
YouTube and Instagram are where I'm putting a lot of attention. TikTok, I feel like TikTok, I feel like is just less of an interest for me right now, just in terms of where I feel like my consumers are, or my clients are.
So are you not just posting what you're posting on Instagram on TikTok?
I am, but very lightly. Like, it's me doing all of this, so I'm like, I'll do it on days that I have time, but it's not like a urgency thing where I'm like, I need to be posting on TikTok every day.
How often are you posting on Instagram?
Right now, so just what you were just saying of like trying new things, Instagram for me has been something that I feel like I haven't fully cracked on my personal. Other people, creators, or other brands, creators, friends, feel like I can help them very well. For me, I haven't cracked it completely yet to where I'm like, oh, this is like really hitting. It was for a minute about a year ago with the storytelling stuff. But in terms of like the production of them, it just got to be a little bit too hard for me to do those every day. And I want to be posting more. So I was like, I got to find a different way. So right now on Instagram, I'm going through that exact process of being a beginner, trying a bunch of different shit, trying speaking stuff, trying what I would consider more like trend stuff where there's like a clip of me and then some text over, or like even screenshots, trying some green screen stuff. I'm just trying stuff. And the cadence for me right now that I'm trying to hit on Instagram is posting twice a day. Because the way I look at it is like anytime that you go on a platform and you're trying to break through, I look at what most people are doing that are having success and I try and double it, the output. Just because I feel like it's a learning tool for me. If I see if I get learnings quicker the more that I do it. And by the time that I've posted what the normal person, by the time I've doubled what the normal person is posting in a week, I feel like I'm just learning things at a faster rate that I can iterate on things quicker. And once something hits, then I'm like, okay, now I'm really moving. And I feel like the algorithms, when they get sense of something that somebody wants to watch, if there's a lot of output of it, they like really start showing it. This is what happened to me on TikTok. So I feel like when I want to just learn. So as much as I physically can film and post, I'm going to do that. Then when something actually hits, if I can keep up that same speed, I feel like it's going to really start to hit.
I think so too.
I'm laughing because you're kind of like, your mindset is like a creator Kobe Bryant. I remember, I swear to God, there's an interview clip.
Give me that clip.
Come on.
Give me that clip.
There's a clip of Kobe being like, all right, so normally, this guy's going to go work out from like 9 to 11. Okay, you're going to eat some lunch, and then you're going to do your recovery, and then you're going to get another workout in from like 6 to 8. Well, what if my mindset is like, I'm gonna wake up at 3 a.m. and then I'm gonna work out from like 4 to 7, and then like I get 3 days in, and I'm like working out fucking twice as much as the competitors. So of course I'm gonna be better.
Remember the Team USA video where they're like all coming back from the bars, and he's like, wait, they're like, yo, Kobe, where are you going? He goes, to the gym.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay, you psychopath.
Honored. Honored,
let's
bro.
Go. That's awesome.
I feel like in terms of just understanding how algorithms work and platforms work, I'm like, the platform's never gonna deprioritize you if you're putting out things people want to watch.
Yeah.
So why not try to get to that point as quick as possible?
It's a bat. Like we post 4 pods a month. It's very hard to do a podcast, as you're finding out too on YouTube. Like it's not easy to do a 30-minute long produced YouTube video. Mm-hmm. Much easier to do. Like you've done a great batch of them, and they're less produced, great information, great value. If people like them, they're gonna keep fucking coming back.
Yeah.
And I think that's just super interesting right now.
The production thing is a thing that I think is not natural to me. Like I've tried to do big production stuff. I had a team before that was helping me with stuff, and I think that for me, speed, because I like speed so much, I really am like, how can I figure out a way to be able to do this faster? Because the lower production stuff is way more natural to me. Like you guys see me, I'm vlogging on an iPhone. The higher production stuff for some people is more natural. So I just say like, whatever feels like it's the most natural to you, pick that and try to make that work, because that's where you're gonna get to speed. I was with a couple people that are cinematographers in Austin last week, and they were like, dude, I'm way more natural on a DSLR. I would move 10 times faster filming and being able to set up like lighting and all that, and it'll feel more natural and more easy for me than me trying to learn an iPhone right now. So I'm like, I'm agnostic to like what's the hardware that you're using. I just am like, I think most people get caught up in the way that it needs to, in like what's working for like the world, rather than like what's natural to you. Find the way for that to work. You'll be able to move with speed.
Peace.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Money.
That was great.
Banger.
Killed it.
Good man.
Loved it.
Oh, unbelievable. What a great pod.
I'm out of here. I'm out.
Love you, buddy.
Good shit.
So good seeing you.
Good shit.
Good pod.
All right, I just got home. Now, time to jump on a couple meetings here. Wrap up this nice day. Okay, let's look at this.
drink Scream X Games, motocross, and extreme sports. I couldn't find one I was happy with to carry in my hand and proud to share on Instagram. Now, imagine a new player in the space, one that you could enjoy before an intense workout, before pickup, and while getting ready for New York Fashion Week. This is exactly what I set to create with Gorgie, an energy drink with benefits that doesn't sacrifice taste, vibe, or aesthetic. After selling my previous brand in the apparel space, I wanted to create something in the beverage industry that was truly inspired by fashion, beauty, and fun. A brand with a look and feel that truly jumps off the page, or in this case, a can, all while incorporating community and style. Since launching, we've set out to create a brand that is truly built by community first, where they pick out everything from flavors to names to even packaging. Spreading good energy at events from Art Basel, Super Bowl, Wimbledon, and even...
Okay, here's my thoughts about that video. What did he change?
He just sped her up, and it cut down about 7 seconds, and he changed the song to that one track that just has a little up versus the 2 tracks.
That track to me doesn't have any... That track to me seems like the pacing of the video seems slower and even more commercial. Like the ones that we sent to him have 3 different songs that are very descriptive, and also some sound effects that are like a rising and a falling. This to me just felt like one long...
That's exactly what it was.
If I don't watch it with music and I just look at it without any sound, I think the pacing of it and the words and stuff like that are fine. The music though is a miss for me right now, and I would like for it just to get. I would like for us to have variation in that, so that the pacing of it is faster, and it builds up more suspense. I think the beginning of it. Most energy drinks scream X Games, extreme sports, and motocross. I couldn't find one I was happy to hold in my hand and proud to share on Instagram. Or I couldn't hold one that I was happy to hold in my hand and share on Instagram. That all needs to be like downer, like that's already a challenge. That's not like good. That's like challenge. So there needs to be music that resonates with challenge. The music that's playing in the background right now feels like uplifting.
Yeah.
It feels like casual, bubbly. It needs to be like ominous.
Cool.
Now imagine a new player in the space that you can enjoy and...
Up.
Yeah, now it needs to be like up. Yeah, just the feeling of it needs to be more. There needs to be more of an arc there. I'm going through creators right now, looking at different people that have applied for this Stan role to run the Stan account.
It's a fresh start, a new beginning. After months of feeling doubts about where I want my content to be, this is the perfect time to regain my momentum. Cherry blossoms are my favorite part of spring. It makes you feel youthful and be outside more.
Some of these people are so legit. I'm very excited for this.
The definition of opportunity is a time or set of circumstances that make it possible to do something. It's often perceived as something that comes to us, leaving it in the hands of fate. But today,
gosh, so many cool people. So cool.
Life moves pretty fast. You don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it. Feels like a coincidence. I feel lost.
So we're cutting through people that we think might be interesting to run Stan's account. We've got like 250 applicants. We're going through.
Make or break this passion project of mine? Let me explain that. My name is Raymond Tish. I'm a Filipino-American director based out of New Jersey. For the past few months, I've been working on a coming-of-age short film called The Filipino Goodbye, and my team and I are in the final weeks of crowdfunding for our project. To access our funds and see us... Who are you to me? I think you're a place where I can...
There's just a lot of really good ones here. I am stoked. I'm really excited. A lot of really good ones here. I think they're gonna get a real legit personality. His stuff is really dope. This is really cool. This is gonna be really good.
Hell yeah. I think this is just a really cool case study too. Like after the fact, we can go through and this is literally 30 legit videographers that any brand can tap into.
I always challenge myself. I'm not really ever satisfied because I do want to be just so great. But I know that perfection.
His shit's dope. All right, so like this is another example of if you listen to some of these videos and listen to the music, the sound effects and the pacing of the music in the background, like when this dude is telling stories, the music is matching that.
Caleb's really good at that on his personal page. I really like Caleb's work. Who else is really good at that?
What makes you, you? Wes Anderson uses symmetry, Edgar Wright uses movement, and Chris Nolan uses time. In other words, what is unique to you?
Some of these people are really good.
Will deeply inform your
Really
style
good.
and make you stand out from the crowd. A couple of weeks ago at Creator Camp, I met one of the most...
Awesome.
Fuck yeah.
Really stoked on this.
We got 2 more coming in Monday, so it'll actually be 29.
Okay, I'm gonna click through these a little bit more later and actually go deeper into all of their individual content.
Nice. I went through yesterday and kind of blocked it. Like the lower it gets down on the list, the less quality or just like the greener and younger the person is. But yeah, go through it and let me know your thoughts. And if there's anyone up towards the bottom where you're like, they're fucking great, feel free to like move them up a little bit. Or tell me.
Watch your YouTube videos. Try this. First, you're gonna want to script it.
Yeah, I will. Really cool.
Nice. Hell yeah. Let's see what else we got.
Today has been a great day. I'm gonna end this here. I'm gonna go get some food and enjoy my afternoon, but just had a couple more calls with some real heavy hitters. There's a lot of good stuff coming right now. A lot of cool stuff coming for us as a business, particularly on the recruiting side with Creator X. Seems like a lot of people are really needing creators, don't know how to even vet them, don't know how to look at what would be the right person for their company, for their brand, the way that they're trying to appeal. And that's what we've spent all of our time on. So it's really exciting for us to be having the potential to work with some of these brands that are like really cool brands. So I'm excited. I'm gonna go enjoy the rest of my day. Hope you guys are having a great day as well. Thank you guys for watching. Much love.